Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Sonny T. Right back at you with another podcast for marketers exclusive. Now, I want you to go to Cheeseburger Nation for my podcast, Stealthy Millionaire on Instagram. YouTube is Podcast for Marketers, and Billionaire Vids on Snapchat, Billionaire Vid without the S on Twitter, podcastformarketers.com for your free MP3 player. You got to pay for your fucking shipping. Right? And I have a kick-ass SMMA course over there that's kicking Ty Lopez's right in the old britches. You can see all of those links down below in the description and the first comment as well. Go to funnelhackerpro.com for my Facebook group. It's kick-ass, man. Dudes are over there making big progress. Smash that thumbs up, man. I want you to break your fucking mouth, man. If you like this video, man, make sure you comment below. Let me know, man. I want to know what you guys think on these videos, man. I really enjoy the comments. I like talking to each and every one of you, and we have a really cool community going over there. So fucking subscribe to this channel if you like the content. I do videos every day, non-stop. I'll never stop. Boom. All right, guys, so this is tip number 29. So we got one more. I'm going to go with the 30 days. I don't know. It just seems 30 days of summer, I guess. It just seems like a good ending point. Today we're going to work on our goals. And I'm going to take it further than just saying you should be really specific about what you want, So, when I first started this, my goal was to just take this company to $1 million. Then it was, I wanted to take this company to $1 million a year. And then it was, I want to take this company to $1 million a month, right? Because I know I can do it. So that's like, what is that? I don't know, somewhere close to $500 million in a year, right? And so then I brought myself to say, I want to make $1 billion. And I do that, well, first of all, because I want $1 billion. But the second point is because we talked about this in another video that, if you're going to be successful, you need to set goals further than what you want them to be. It's like I told you when my wife and I did the 30-day cleanse and we made it to 10 days because 10 days was the actual time that people were doing the cleanse. And again, with the bench press analogy. So you know why we do that. But setting that goal, there's no way to say yes or no, right? To whether or not you got that done, right? So let's just say my goal is to make, $1 billion. So I could either say, yes, I did that, or no, I did that, but it's not so clear as in a time frame. Or I could get more than $1 billion, or I could get less than $1 billion, right? And then there's no way to say yes or no at all to that. But what I can do, and this is where systems come in place, and this is why systems and processes or processes, I don't know why people pronounce it like that, but maybe it's the right way to do it, but processes, it's a process, right? So that's why processes and systems are really important, right? So the other day I was on a coaching call, and I gave a guy 3 different ways to complete his sales goals for his company, right? And he needs to do this every day. And I gave him step 1, and I did it like in the form of a heat map for him, right? So he could know hot, warm, or cold, right? So this is exactly how I did it. So I said, okay, so step 1, this is really hot, and this is what you need to do every day. And this is the most important thing that you need to do, right? And then step 2 is kind of an orangish, reddish color, right? Because it's not that hot, but it needs to be done, right? And then step 3 is kind of this bluish, almost color, right? So I'll show you kind of how step 3 looks. It's not really hot. It's not really cold. It's kind of got this orangish, you know. So if you're in a heat map, you can see that you need to do this more heavily than you need to do this. And this is kind of like, you know, not as important, but all 3 are important steps to be taken, but you need to put more attention, and attention meaning time, with step 1, a little less time with step 2, and a little less time than that with step number 3, okay? And that's really important that you add this in. So let's just say you have a goal of saying, all right, so I want to take my company, let's just put this in numbers, right? I want to make $2,000 a day with my company. That's somewhere near $1 million in a year, I think, right? So I want to make $2,000 in a day, but how can I do that, right? So I'm already making, you know, let's just say I'm already making $10,000 in a month. All right. So I know that I need to try to, you know, really make a big increase in sales. But how do I do that? Well, the first thing is I need to do more blog posts. All right. Or let's just say I need to do more YouTube videos. I'm already doing 1 a day. I need to bump that up to 2 a day. Okay. I need to syndicate. These are some things that I'm actually doing in my company, right? I need to syndicate my content in more places, right? So I wanted to take the big 5 places to syndicate my content in more places. So that would be Apple, YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and that's iTunes here, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook, and then there's another one, right? But there's 5 places that I wanted to syndicate my content on to start getting more organic views, right? So that's the second thing that I need to be doing, okay? So actually the third thing. So that's 1, that's 2, syndication is 3, okay? And I need to start up emailing once a day, okay? So that's number 4. And this all will increase revenue, okay, for my company. Whether or not it gets me, you know, to the $2,000 a day, I don't know. That still remains to be seen. But these are steps I'm taking. And number 5, I need to start a cold traffic funnel, okay? This will for sure take me there, okay? These are the 5 things that I can do to take myself to $2,000 a day. Okay? Now, these steps, I can say, did you do this? Yes or no. Okay? There's no in between on that. Did I do more blog posts? Yes, I did. Did I do 2 videos a week? Yes, I did. Did I syndicate all of my content? Yes, I did. Did I start my cold traffic funnel? Yes, I did. And did I email my list every day? Yes, I did, right? And at the end of the day, will that end up to $2,000 a day? We don't know. But I can answer yes to these strategies and tactics in order to get to this goal, right? So when you break your goals down, break them down to yes and no actionable steps that you need to take towards the goal. Don't just make the goal and say, I want to make $1 million a day. You need to break those down into the actionable steps so you can check them off of a list. All right. So all you need to do is in your company, right? So like right now, it's just, 3 people in my company right now. So I stole this from another guy. I call it a power hour, okay? And I make sure that my business partner and I now have a power hour, at least 3 times a week so we can start breaking down these goals things that we need to do, and so we're on the same page. Now, we're two separate departments here. Obviously, I have my department, and you're listening to it right now. He's behind the scenes, making the machine, oiling the machine, and making it work, right? So we talk about those goals and break those goals down into small, bite-sized chunks. And then there's a straight-up answer to it. Did you get this done? Yes or no? And it's really important that you do that, right? You get these small, bite-sized chunks. Again, you never think that you're going to make $1 million, right? But I want to tell you why millions of dollars are easy to make and what makes them easy to do it. And it is all about duplicatable systems. I promise you that. It's to you, it sounds maybe cliche, or maybe it sounds a little weird, right? But it's just true. And anything, this right here is going to blow your noggin when I say this, right? Anything can make money if you just do it long enough. It's just true, right? So there was a guy a long time ago, and I don't know who the guy is, and I don't remember the entire story, but I can tell you that he made millions of dollars selling pens, right? And I believe he was a blind guy. I think so. But he started selling pens. Just regular Bic pens for $1 on the streets, okay? Another thing that I can tell you is all the homeless guys you see cleaning windows in New York City, they did a study on that. And I told you guys that before, but the average guy makes $70,000 a year doing that. $70,000 a year cleaning windshield wipers at stoplights, or windshields at stoplights. $70,000 a year. Who couldn't use that right now, right? And you say to yourself, well, damn, could you go do that? Well, that's the point. There's something driving those guys to do that. It's like hunger or drugs or whatever they got going on. But obviously they're not doing the right thing with their money. But that's not important. What's important is they have a system in place. Watch them. Watch the guys that are wiping your windshields down. What do? They go to the side of the road, right? Here's the road. And here's your traffic light right here, okay? They hang out over here, okay? And here's the cars. And they know that they have 3 minutes for each headlight. And what do? They go right here to the windshields, and they have a little scraper in their hand. They'll spray it down, and they'll scrape off that shit so fucking fast, and they'll go to each window and ask for $1. And they do that time and time again. There's a system. Watch those guys. Hey, have you ever seen this system those guys do? Yep. It's the same shit, right? Yep. They got a squeegee and a spray bottle, and they go right up and they do like little swirls on your windshield too. It's like every one of them, they do the same shit. It's like a school for washing windows. Right. Because they all do the same thing. It's like a little S motion they do on your windshield to clean it off really fast, right? There was another guy the other day I saw set up a juggling tightrope at a fucking stoplight. It was incredible. And he knew he had 6 minutes. He had the rope sitting on the ground. When the light turned red, he tied the rope tight, hopped up there, started doing some juggling. He juggled for like a minute and a half, got off the rope, went to the cars, collected money, put the rope down right when the light turned green, and knew what he was doing, right? There's a system in place. So you wonder, it's what you're willing to do though, right? Do you want to clean car windows? I don't want to clean fucking car windows, right? But you can go make $70,000. Now, here's the thing, right? How could you take that $70,000, or how could you turn that $70,000 after the first year into $1 million, right? Well, you know how you could do it. You could take the 70 grand, get yourself a rental spot with a corner and actually hand detail cars, right? And hire a bunch of people to do the same system that you did again, right? So you know you can make $1 million doing that, right? Everything can be done. Systems and processes. Systems and processes are very important to your bottom line. Keep doing the same shit. It needs to be duplicatable, right? So again, to recap this the next to last tip, right? Give yourself steps and give yourself a heat map, right? This is kind of what it looks like if you were to highlight what it would look like. This would be your step 1 to make sure that this would be your step 2 to make sure that you're paying attention to everything. And this would be your step. I'm going to use yellow because it just looks better. Step 3. In order of importance, right? I like to use a heat map because a heat map isn't so clear, isn't it? You know, say this, it kind of melds into each other, different colors, right? But to give you an example really quickly of how this would work, this right here is networking at the top, right? And this is, I'm not going to give away everything I gave away on this guy's private call, but I told him that networking and shaking hands should be at the top of his heat map. Okay. Now there's other processes, and I actually did it in a video, and you can go find the video. But there's other processes that you can do the same way. As a matter of fact, Joe Soto does it. It's not a secret. Joe Soto is the same way. Joe Soto didn't add this in, but the next thing is cold emails and cold phone calls, right? So, but you have a process here. The problem with the problem we have is that we stop the process. We're not persistent. And remember, another word for persistent is faith, right? We don't have the faith. We're not persistent enough to keep going over and over and over and over and over again until it works. So when you set your goals, that's what this is working on goals. Remember, guys, I'm 90% mindset. Because that's what it is. Clicking buttons is only a 5 to 8% of this, man. The rest of it is all mindset. It's learning the processes, learning these systems, something that's duplicatable, right? It's the McDonald's thing, man. Did you guys see the movie The Founder? If you didn't, go watch it, right? So they showed this guy, I can't think of his name, or the guy that he basically stole McDonald's from these dudes, and he went to somewhere. It was in California, and he went to these guys' restaurant, and what they had done, because the guy was so anal, is mapped out the entire restaurant to how it could run perfectly. How many fries? How long the fries should be down for the perfect crispness? How many pickles? The stacking order of the hamburgers, everything. It was like poetry in motion. It was like a dance. It was like a ballet. You could see them, and they actually practiced it in the parking lot, right? So he took that system and that process to make those hamburgers into what fast food is today, right? It's a system and a process done over and over and over again, and it's the billion-dollar industry, right? All you have to do is duplicate that success, guys. You just have to do that for your own business. You need to make something that is duplicatable. Why do you need to make it duplicatable? Because you need to tell other people to do it, right? So just imagine some guy telling somebody else to go wash a window. And it happened. It had to have, because I've seen guys washing windows here in France, and I've seen guys washing windows in New York, and they do the same fucking pattern on the window. There's got to be a school for washing windows, man. It was my first time, actually. We just saw it. We were down in like Narbonne or Perpignan somewhere, and we seen some guys going out, squirting that window with that little squeegee, doing that little S motion, cleaning up and getting that dollar, right? because you can tell someone else how to do it and make it duplicatable is how, because you can teach a virtual assistant or you can teach an employee how to do this and duplicate what you've been doing. If what you're doing is not duplicatable, then you're not going to be able to scale it, because you need to be able to scale it to $1 billion, right? To give an example, how can I get somebody else to do these YouTube videos for me? I'm fucked. Summer break.